Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm the Defective Butcher, and thank you for tuning in to today's review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Godzilla vs. Kong collectible figures from Playmates. Yeah, this is one I actually found for $10 at a Big Lots, so I figured why not get it and open it up, because it's one I haven't seen yet. Yeah, here's the thing. This thing resells for a lot, so I wasn't going to open it. So what was my solution? Go get another one. Yeah, I went and bought another one just so I could open it here on camera for you guys, and yeah, for myself, because I really want to look at Big G there, because he looks very interesting. So, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at the box first, and then we're going to move on to unboxing, and then looking at them. So, here on the front you can see Godzilla vs. Kong with awesome art of their fight on top of the aircraft carrier. It looks fantastic. I absolutely love the way it looks. I think Playmates did a great job with this box because it conveys exactly what it is. Alright, let's take a look at the back. Oh, wide turn. And there's that same scene. Oh yeah. Here it says, legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, the two most powerful forces in nature, clash in a spectacular battle for the ages. The monster war rages on the surface and deep within our world as the spectacular secret realm of the Titans known as the Hollow Earth is revealed. Oh yeah. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and talk about the figures you get with this. You're going to get a Skullcrawler, a Hellhawk, Goji himself, Kong, the Behemoth, and a Warbat. Let's go ahead and open this thing, because I'm eager to look at it. And here they are. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, now that they're out of the box, is we're going to go into zoom in mode and look at all of these one by one, just so you guys can kind of get a feel for them, you know? So you guys can see what they look like in great detail. And we're going to be going in order that they came in the box. So that means we're going to start with the Skullcrawler and end with the Warbat. So, alright, be right back. Alright, here we are in close-up mode on the Skullcrawler. Oh my, yes, this thing looks incredible. The painting is pretty good actually on this thing, and it's so freaking tiny, especially when you compare it next to the previous review, which is, you know, the Playmates Hollow Earth Crystal Goji. Looking at this guy, you can see he's got like the dark detail in his eye holes. He's got just this nice painting on the back. This red that turns into a yellow over here. The hands look nice. And when I say this thing is freaking tiny, I mean it's tiny, dude. This thing might get lost easily if you're not careful. The face actually kind of looks like it might be crooked a little bit now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's definitely a little crooked. Who knows, maybe that's accurate. I don't really know. Anyway, that is the Skullcrawler. Up next, we got the Hellhawk. These ugly things were featured later on in the movie, and holy heck, they are ugly. They are just so ugly. But you get them in this little pack here. Hold on, let's focus the camera a little bit. Thank you. But yeah, this one's going to be a little less impressive with the painting and detail than the other one. And yeah, it comes with a little stand that you can plug him into, so he always stays stood. And none of the stands have been particularly great that I saw, so yeah, I just grabbed the best looking one they had and stuck him on it. The little bit of painting and detail he does have that you will see will be the eyes and the beak and the toes. The rest of them is going to be this kind of ugly tan color, but that's okay because that's just a nice part to have in the collection, you know? Trying to figure out the focus here. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but not my favorite piece. So let's go ahead and plug them back in and set them aside. Oh yeah, it's Godzilla. You know him well. Oh, Playmates, what have you done with this guy? He looks incredible. From the detailing on the head itself, which, you know, one might argue it's not a lot, but to me it looks like a lot. You can even make out his gills there. Like, this looks pretty dang good. And the paint on the spines, I think, looks pretty freaking good, actually. I actually like the way that looks. And the detail on the legs looks pretty nice too. You can see the folds and the scales there. This version doesn't look like he's wearing dish gloves. It looks like his hands are actually maybe to scale, unlike this version, where he's just got really fat, cartoony hands. And actually, when you stand him up next to a Hollow Earth crystal, yeah, he's roughly the same size. But I think this one might be painted up better because the colors are actually accurate, I feel, with the gray skin as opposed to the jet black that they did, or piano black that they did with the other guy. They actually painted, hold on, they actually painted his teeth and his tongue. Come on, give me focus. Thank you. They painted his teeth and his tongue, and they did the best they could with the eyes, even though they could have just given us blue dots like they did with Evolved Koji, but I feel like they did a lot more effort, or applied a lot more effort with this guy, and holy heck, it just kind of shows. Like, this thing just looks fantastic in all the details. You got the bumps and grooves in the legs here, and going down the tail. Oh. So yeah, I don't know why they chose such a bad, I say bad color, but honestly not great color for normal Godzilla as far as the GXK line goes, but yeah, this thing is pretty fucking great. And I will stand by that. So let's move on. Oh yeah, here's the screaming boy himself, Kong. He's actually very detailed. Shockingly, they even caked him up. So, looking at this guy, because it's Kong, of course he's going to be largely unpainted, which is fine. That does not bother me, because, I mean, well, hell, that's accurate. He's even got the scars across his chest. I believe this might be before the Hong Kong fight, so, yeah. And there's no atomic breath scar on the back yet, so yeah, this is before the Hong Kong fight. The painting on this one is actually fairly decent. He's actually got paint on the eyes. They don't look goofy. He's got paint on the teeth, though one might compare that to, I don't know, it looks like he's wearing a what are those, the tooth guard things that sports people wear. You know what? Forget it. Even those are painted. His teeth and his tongue, as well as his eyes, in very tiny detail that I can't even see with my naked eye at this distance. So it's amazing that they even put it at all, which is quite shocking, actually. Because again, that is minuscule, dude. I don't know what's on my finger, but anyway, yeah, incredible detail work. Yeah, especially when it comes to the fur, like, it looks nice. And, oh, Dude, it kind of makes me want to watch the movie. Anyway, let's move on to Behemoth. Alright, here's Behemoth. This guy is one of the ones I've been super interested in seeing in the movies. I wish we've seen more of this guy because, good lord, he is just super interesting. And I'm quite happy we get to see him in this close-up detail like this. On a tiny figure, sure, but we can at least look at him at our leisure. And first things first, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. These tusks are wonderfully painted. Like, they put a lot of freaking detail into the painting on these tusks, dude. Like, they look great. I don't know what the heck they were on whenever they painted these tusks, but my god, dude. They look wonderful. And apparently, Behemoth's body is a mix between that of a mammoth and a gorilla. So, hey, there's something you might not have known. Apparently he doesn't have much of a trunk. His mouth is in there somewhere. And he's got some yellow eyes. The ears, no cake though. Kinda disappointing. But yeah, look at these tusks. And everything is a soft-ish plastic, so you don't have to worry about it breaking, especially these. Because, I mean, yeah, if these were hard plastic, they would 100% break it after a couple play sessions. And these things all do stand on their own, so yeah. And I'm happy to have a Behemoth. Hiya, make a Behemoth, please. I would buy that in a heartbeat, because I actually do like the way this guy looks. And I like seeing him swing his tusks through buildings. He's so cool. Give us more of this guy, Legendary. I want to see more Behemoth. And last but not least is the Warbat. Much like the Hellhawk, this guy will be on a stand that you can remove. And hey, look at that. He didn't need the stand at all. So, the Warhawk is actually... oh, that's actually painted instead of a separate piece of plastic, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty nice that they even did that. This thing looks pretty good. So the main body is going to be this greenish color. The eyes are going to be, focus, are going to be yellow. Little yellow dots. And the wings are going to be, oh, unlike Behemoth and the rest of, come on, give me focus. There we go. Unlike the Behemoth and his tusks, and the rest of this guy's body, which is kind of softer plastic again, the wings are quite solid. And I imagine they wanted them to be that way because the, yeah, they don't want these to break as easy or get bent and warped or whatever. So, yeah. Looking at him, he's detailed quite nicely, actually. From the... oh, come on. Just focus a little bit. Thank you. From his head, going down the body. Oh, yeah. All the way to the tip of the tail. It looks pretty freaking nice. And I wish we would get actual Hiya figures of these guys, or I guess even SH Monster Arts. But I don't think I'll ever review an SH Monster Arts figure. Because, well, they're just too butt-loving expensive. I don't want to pay that much for a figure that notoriously falls apart. So... ooh, that's a snap-in. Dang. Alright, so let's get some final thoughts. So these are all pretty solid figures. If you have the chance to go out and get some of these, do it. If you see these at a Big Lots or something, I believe right now they're selling them for 10 bucks. Do it, because everybody else is selling these things for 50 bucks, and I honestly don't see how they're selling it for 50 bucks, especially when, well, actually, well, I guess retail price for these is, hold on, let's check that. Alright. According to this, the retail price is $34.67. What a weird price for a bunch of tiny figures. So yeah, I'm really happy they're selling it for 10 bucks. I guess when it comes to the rating system, I'll have to rate all of them together. And yeah, how I'm gonna do that, I guess, is, well, are they all detailed very nicely? Yes, they've got quite a bit of detail on them, especially in the painting and the just the sculpts themselves. These things look fantastic, and I wish they did one for GXK, because honestly, that'd be pretty freaking amazing. I would love to get a box lineup like this for GXK, but I'm happy I got one for GV. And especially because it gives me an evolved or pre-evolved Godzilla, which looks nice. These are kind of crooked. I didn't notice it before. Can I straighten that? Probably. Focus. Alright. But yeah, this guy might be my favorite out of the bunch, just because I'm such a stan for Godzilla. Especially when it comes to the legendary design, because, oh, this is by and large my favorite design out of any of the movies, because, well, it's just bias. Let's just leave it at that. Because, yeah, he does look freaking good. Really freaking good. And I wish we could have more of this guy, but now we have this guy to contend with. And honestly, this is the better miniature Godzilla overall. Just because he's bigger, he's bulkier, his tail doesn't keep him from standing on his own, he stands on his own. And he doesn't look like he's wearing freaking dish gloves. Do I recommend this? Absolutely. And I guess this is the part where I arrive at my review, or my score. I'm gonna give this thing a 9 out of 10. Just because I really like it. And I think it's worth the money if you can find it cheaply. Because, yeah. Would I recommend it at a higher price, like the $50 I've been seeing online? No. But, you know, it's your money. You do what you want with it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I love this thing, and I hope you guys liked this review. And if you did, let me know down below. And if you're new, subscribe. The next review we're doing is going to be the Hiya Toys pre-evolved or re-evolved Godzilla. So yeah, that'll be my first massive review. The only reason this one is so long is because I wanted to go into detail on each of these guys, and well, there's 6 figures to look at, so yeah. The next review, like I said, re-evolved Godzilla, and that'll be a long one. So be looking forward to that. And I do have other Hiya figures coming. So we got evolved Godzilla, and we got 1991 Godzilla, as well as 2014 Godzilla, as well as the gravity beam version of King Ghidorah. So be looking forward to all that. I have been the Defective Butcher, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Deuces. Oh, my tootsies. Stop it. Knock it off. Ah, shit. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted. Oh, you heard the roar. Oh.